lead here since 1942. These two programs have defined conferences, won national titles, and no matter what happens, they find their way back to each other. And when these two meet, the whole nation pays attention. Glad to have you with us from the original Cotton Bowl, located on the fairgrounds in the heart of Dallas, Texas. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Sooners will kick it away to start us off. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So the Texas Longhorns offense will go on the attack first. You guys know I love the history of this stuff. Texas is threatening to put together a run unlike any they've had since the 50s, David.
Texas has been dominating this series, and I can tell you this from college. We had some rivals that we played with that we lost to consistently. Coaches that week got so tight, so tense, it made a big difference, Palmer.
Well, I'll tell you, this winning streak by Texas has had a major impact on the football program, too. Of course, the fans have been bragging, Bevo's strutting. These coaches' salaries, they've gone up because they've been able to win these games and dominate their rival, Oklahoma, time and time again.
He'll set up to throw. That's caught. It's Worthy. And he's knocked down. And the Longhorns moving quickly to the line. Wants to fire on second down. Makes the grab on the left. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. The Longhorns come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. Grab near the sticks. It's Lamb. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Quick completion on the out route. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. That was right on the borderline. You want to make that quarterback feel you, but the official thought it was a little too much, the roughing the passer penalty. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Good job reading the defense by the quarterback on that RPO. He waited to see how the defense was going to play the run. He saw defenders bite up close to the line of scrimmage, and right away he knew he had the slant throw right in behind.
Wants to throw on first down. He caught it. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Going for 6. Got a hand on it nicely and broke it up in the end zone.
Well, On the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on second down. You're likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in. Timing is important. Get rid of the ball on time. Trust your read and execute this passing play if you're throwing it.
Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
That's a great job by the defense, but I don't think the quarterback made the right decision on that RPO. It looked as if the defense was expecting run. They had the box crowded. That's when the quarterback, I think, needs to hold on to and then throw downfield.
This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes the catch. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on 4th down. The Sooners offense will take the field for the first time. They are going to be greeted rather rudely, I guess, by a group of defensive linemen that wreak havoc and hunt down quarterbacks, Jesse.
And they wreck games. They take away everything you do offensively. So it's a huge challenge in this one, David, for this offensive coordinator to try to call plays and find ways to get the football away from these big fellas up front because they take games over.
And get the ball out quick. Like when you've got a defensive line that can penetrate, that can get TFLs, get sacks, it's going to be on this offensive line to buy a little bit of time, but also the ball to come out quick, win in the secondary right now.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. The give to the tailback. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
You guys, they're not going to give up on picking up the 1st down, but they also need some breathing room for the punter. Back to throw, it's Gardner. That's caught. It's Lynn. Really nice gain. Gets it out across the 20. It'll be a 1st down at the 22. The Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. Pocket breaking down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Play this game in the shadow of Big Tex. You can get a corny dog out there, play carnival games, and see one of the great rivalries in the sport, David.
It's crazy. You literally walk outside of the stadium, and there are thousands upon thousands of people. They don't even realize a football game's going on, Jesse. They're just having a good time.
You're right. It's part of what makes this game so special. The Red River rivalry, there's just so much fanfare. There's so much tradition. And remember, with bragging rights on the line, this thing just means more.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Got it in the middle. It's Washington. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Sooners are on the move. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Fires to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down. Runs through a tackle. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. To throw, it's Gardner. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
And this is what the offense knows they cannot do. They can't allow sacks. In their last game, they were sacked 5 times. Obviously lost that football game. And early in this one, they're having issues again keeping their quarterback standing up straight.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Wide open downfield. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Sooners will call on their punt team. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. So now the Horns take over, and they'll send out the offense. Leaves it with the running back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Back to pass. Fires to the middle. The short hands. It's Rousseau. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
That's a nice-looking catch on that play, and I know Texas is known for DBs and are known for having really good running backs. Not a lot of great receivers over the years. I'll tell you what, though, this guy has really showed up in this game. He's making plays, and I know they want to continue to build a legacy at this position here in this program.
The Longhorns have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Intercepted. The defense has set him up. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32.
Really nice job there by the defense, because I think they baited the QB into trying to fit that one in over the middle of the field. Remember, it's a big zone coverage. They've all got their eyes on him back there in the pocket, and they just let him feel like, maybe I can fit this one.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
I love the defensive effort there. They didn't get him right away. They stayed after him. He was scrambling, going backwards. They get the sack on the first play of the drive.
The Sooners now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Under fire. Looking for a big gain. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
And it's okay that that ball's incomplete. It's important this offense comes out and they show that they want to be aggressive. They show that they're willing to take shots and they're going to try and take the top off of this defense. Not able to connect on that one, but that will not be the last deep ball we see in this game.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Nestled just inside that right upright. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
Here comes the Texas offense. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Snagged in the middle. It's Worthy. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. First play of the period, first down here. Wants to go up top on first down. Got a man. It's Rousseau. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
Running into the open space. He'll be run out of bounds right at the 25.
My old coach said, you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
The Longhorns with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking for space. It's Simon. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that one, Clint. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
Offenses that are great on third downs, what do? Most of the time, they keep it in manageable situations where they're not predictable, not just dropping back to pass. They do it here on third and short. They convert. This offense has been so efficient on third downs all throughout this season.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Lamb. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And the Longhorns want to crank the tempo. A first down run in the red zone. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Longhorns! You want to keep your offense on the field? Wear down the defense? Put that tape on and show it in a clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up the touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been pumped the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. They'll start this drive with a chance to regain the lead, down 7-3. Rides to back and leaves it. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Takes this handoff and headed to the right. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. It'll be 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Gardner. Just couldn't find a hole in this defense. They were ready for him and forced him out of bounds, and no gain on the play. And the Sooners will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Hauls it in, looking for space. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Unloads to the wideout. With the catch, it's Lamb. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. After that huge play, they've now got it inside the 30. It's 1st and 10. just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And on that play on the RPO, they had the look they wanted, but up front, they just could not get the job done. You see linemen losing their one-on-one battles. There was nowhere for that running back to go.
Back to pass on second down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Rousseau. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick strike complete. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down.
And as an offense, that's just why you cannot get behind the sticks in these types of situations. 3rd in California is hard to complete and is hard to convert for anybody. And even though the running back is able to do something positive on that 3rd down play, it's just too many yards to gain, and now they're forced to punt.
Just drives it between the uprights. There is a flag on the play, and if this is on the defense, guys, would you take the points off the board here? You must protect the kicker when he's in a defenseless position like that. That penalty's going to give the offense a 1st down. Man, oh man, those types of penalties just drive defensive coordinators crazy. Was 4th down, now 1st down. The give to the back. Ripping through the defense. Driving his way all the way down to the 3-yard line. They're looking to throw on 2nd and short. Touchdown, Texas! Quick strike through the air for the score.
One of the areas they really focused on for this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go in. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field, find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. It's complete on the right side. He's out across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and execution continues to be key. They'll run this play from the pistol. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
The trend continues for this offensive line from last week. They gave up 5 sacks last week. They've given up 4 today. The most important part of your offense is protecting that quarterback. They've got to do a better job.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Dropping back, it's Gardner. Rushes on him. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Sooners will bring the punt team onto the field. Takes it on the return. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Here's the pressure. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that
pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And the Longhorns will punt it away on 4th down. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, to not wait to get it going here at the start of the 3rd quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. To the air, it's Gardner. Here's the heat. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, 2nd down coming. Time to take a shot. Got it. They will score. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
That was a really big score here at the end of the first half, just for their confidence and their momentum. They're obviously still losing right now on the scoreboard, but you had the feeling something positive had to happen here at the end of the first half for them to go in at halftime, regroup, and come out in the second half now trying to build on that successful drive offensively.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Catch in the middle, it's Rousseau. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Wants to throw, he's working against the clock. Get it out on the screen. Turning it on! They bring him down, but it'll be 1st down at the 42. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards, and we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
Quickly out to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size, still got him on the turf. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Caught near the sticks. It's Rousseau. He stopped at the 40, but it'll be a 1st down here late in the half. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. Oh, and he missed it. No good. After the miss, the lead is still 4.
Listen, he's a guy that makes 60-yarders in practice, so they give him that opportunity for this big leg. He misses it. The opponent didn't set up the return, so they're going to get the football back now. A pretty good field position.
He's going to throw deep right side. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when these two get together. And a fun first half between these rivals. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Longhorns will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. They start this third quarter, 1-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
Tight end now in motion. Rides the back on the option to give. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And you thought maybe in the second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
He gets it away from his own end zone. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. And here come the Horns. They've got it again on offense. Last drive ended after a long missed field goal, and they have it back ready to go to work. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
Looking to throw on first down. That's reeled in. It's Worthy. He is pushed out of bounds at the 19-yard line. The Longhorns in a good spot here with second and short. Grabbed over the middle. It's Rousseau. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
I love having guys that have the ability to make something happen after they catch it. Simple hitch route, right? Okay, give me some extra yards. Get me a first down after the play. Nice job by the wide receiver.
The Longhorns trying to get a touchdown on first and goal. Slams it ahead. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Touchdown, Longhorns! Fit it in the window for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when they're throwing in the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Sooner offense returns to the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was pretty easy. Hey, I can go get this with my feet. He was able to do that. Now they got a fresh set of downs.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Motion from the wideout. Looking for a man. It's Gardner. Under fire. Looking deep. Hits him in stride inside the 10. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. His offensive line trying anything to protect the quarterback at this point. Nothing's working, and they'll back up after the holding penalty. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Looking to fire. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
Dude, wide open, big play opportunity. Hits him right between the numbers. You got to make that play. Those are one of those where I tap my helmet like, dude, that was me. That was on me. My bad. Give me another opportunity later on.
Fires one high and deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. The Sooners line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Handoff from the gun. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Man, did you see the D tackle just slice through the offensive line? That's how you get penetration. That's how you dial up and tackle footballs.
Oh, he's got some space. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Leaves it with the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. And the Longhorns will hustle to the line.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Wide receiver comes in motion. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
Man, getting to this quarterback is pivotal. You saw it last drive, way too much time. They score a touchdown. Nice job on 2nd down. Anticipating the pass, playing the pass, getting the...
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He'll be stopped right at the 42 after returning the pick, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Zone equal. equals eyes. When I say that, DBs, linebackers, all covering the middle of the field. So many guys over the middle of the field trying to take away the easy stuff, but reading the quarterback's eyes the whole time. Whenever he breaks to throw that football and that hand separates from the ball, I'm breaking on it. You can tell they had a beat on it. Nice cut, nice instincts. Give me that INT.
Here's the handoff. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Throwing right. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. And the Sooners send out the punt unit. And these guys have been busy. Sixth punt of the day. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Yeah, and what a nice job seeing it, reacting, and throwing. When you run these RPOs, you want to read the defense really quickly. Is he playing run? Okay, boom, I'm going to throw this slant right behind him. Nice job by the QB.
Power football with the run. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. And the Longhorns in the hurry up.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, if you give up the run, they get a short little gain. No harm, no foul.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job by the defense, seeing the run, pulling the trigger, getting downhill, and stopping the running back for no gain.
They'll move the wide receiver. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Got it in the middle. It's Rousseau. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. So first down will open up the final period. To the air on first down. Here comes the heat. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
To the ground with the back. They'll give him a couple. That leaves him with 3rd and 8.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Caught over the middle. It's Rousseau. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
And at some point for the defense, I'm just thinking, hey, man, like, it's got to be somebody else. I mean, the big tight end has made play after play after play today. And we know if it gets close in the fourth quarter, they're going to look his way, so the defense really needs to have a plan.
Well, he didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. They go to the ground. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. The Longhorns are in the hurry-up. Gets the back moving. They'll use the running game on first and goal. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Going to sling it on second down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Worthy. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
Well, short completion setting up third down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
Now third and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they're after him. And he's wrestled to the ground. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll try to tack on a little extra to this lead with a touchdown here on fourth and goal. He wants to throw it. Unleashes to the end zone. And here's the pick. And oh, did they need that right now.
Listen, the enemy is the clock, right? You're down by 2 scores. You got to make something happen. Really, really good job by the defense, forcing the turnover, getting the ball back to your offense. Now you got to go score, and I got to get one more stop.
Wants to throw. It's Gardner. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection.
And I've been there, fellas. This is no fun if you're a quarterback. All game long, you've got guys in your lap. You've got guys chasing you all the way across the field. You just never feel like you can get in a rhythm because this pass rush is in your face all day.
Sometimes it's not about fancy play design. It's about just getting him the ball and letting him play.
Especially nowadays with running backs being so good out of the backfield. You know they're going to catch it. There's so many ways to use it, but exactly. Get it to him, let him break tackles, let him make plays. Easy decision.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Hauls it in. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
And this offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why the quarterback is the glamour position. Like you've got to trust him. He's got to come through. They got to put a few drives together here to get back in this football game.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Trying play action. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
Well, the problem for this offense now late in the game, trailing by a bunch of points, is that the defense knows they're going to throw the football, and right now offensively, they cannot protect the edge. You saw the speed coming from the outside. He was able to get to the quarterback for another negative play.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
And I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the 4th quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands.
Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. This defense is trying to protect the lead. You have to make the offense work for it, and a personal foul just gives them yards. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Throws to the wideout. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the first down. The Sooners are moving quickly down the field. Off the play fake. Tight end finds a soft spot. This senior showed some serious arm strength, firing that one in for the first down. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Looking downfield, it's Gardner. Blasted as he lets it go. Touchdown Sooners! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive. Before that score, considering last rites, now all of a sudden, they're not dead yet. In fact, they're feeling much better, and they're alive, and they've got it. Looking to the end zone, but the pressure gets there first, and the quarterback is sacked, and the two-point conversion attempt is stopped. And no chance at a return. Here they'll start this drive at their own 25. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get
There he goes! Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. The Longhorns want to move quickly.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And this situation here on second down is the exact situation this offense wanted to stay out of. You got the lead late in the ball game. You want to get positive yards, keep that clock ticking. Now in a situation that's interesting, do they want to throw the football? How much do they trust their quarterback not to make a mistake here late in the football game with the lead?
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Certain moments in the game you know are just a little bit bigger. Here's one of them. Big play coming on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. The Longhorns decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch is signaled for and made. They'll mark it at the 12, and they'll start in a bit of a hole. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. Now it's up to the defense to put this game on ice with a few minutes left to play. And that play just never got started as he's run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. After getting nothing done on the last one, this is a big play, 2nd and long from the 11. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Works his way ahead for 3 out to the 14.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Pressure coming. He's going to fire deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Oh, he dropped it, just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. Here comes the biggest drive for the defense, desperate to get a stop. He's all the way down to the 3, showed it all on that run. And the Longhorns trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Trying to pound it in. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
And I think my thought process needs to be points are good. Because if I get a field goal here, that's fine. I take the lead by more than a field goal. They got to go the length of the field. But I also want to run this clock, let it continue to work. But the goal is to get a touchdown. So let's see what this offense down.
And he reels it in for a touchdown, and that just might seal it.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
When you hear about it all the time in football, go for it, be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
And the defense settled in to stop that before a short gain.
And obviously you're in a tough spot. Like, you're down a couple of possessions. The defense knows you're going to throw the football, so you can tell they're backed up. They're playing the pass, and the offense has to take the little stuff underneath. They've got to find a way to make explosive plays, even though the defense is playing conservative.
Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Back to throw, it's Gardner. He wants a big play here late. He's got it on the outside. Touchdown, Oklahoma! Once he got some room, it was over.
And that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, a couple of ACC teams colliding in a game that could have some implications. Louisville is darn near perfect offensively today. This is almost exactly the way they drew things up this week in practice. They're up by 40 over Cal. Any major changes in this ACC standoff, you'll hear about them first from us, gentlemen.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. You're looking to build on this win moving ahead because they've got bigger goals down the road, Dave.
They do, and they've shown you some good flashes throughout the season, man. Some moments that really say this team could be really, really good. And so I think you continue to improve. You know at the end of the season, I get to take a vacation. Wherever the bowl game is, we get a free trip with my boys, but there's some work to be done still.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.